Welcome to my channel. This is JC Rock and Metal Reviews. My name is John, and I'm continuing my top 5 series of 2021, covering different musical genres in rock and metal. So in today's video, I'm talking about the top 5 classic rock albums of 2021. This is going to include bands and artists who pretty much have been around like during the 70s and have been making music ever since. So there would be like some classic rock, some prog rock, some rock and roll, some blues, and hard rock. And remember, if I don't include an album, I may be saving it for another list. So let me just jump right into it. Coming in at number 5 is Yes with The Quest. And this is pretty much the first Yes album without any founding members. And, you know, you can argue, is it Yes, is it not Yes? But I'm not here to do that, you know. The album was produced by Steve Howe, and he plays an important part in this album. So the album starts with the Ice Bridge, and that's probably the best song on the album, also the first single. It's a 7-minute song, it's 3 sections, it has the opening keyboard riff. You know, some people have compared it to like Fanfare for the Common Man by Emerson, Lake and Palmer. And really great album. We have another one, Leave Well Alone. That one has Steve Howe playing a Japanese koto, and really it's a kind of an upbeat song, and then it kind of progresses, has different tempo changes and some jazzy guitar fills. And it's an 8-minute song written by Steve Howe with like 3 different sections. And anyway, it's pretty cool. It goes through different like changes as the song progresses. So this album, not like the best in the Yes catalog, but I think it is decent and it is worth mentioning in my top 5. But the next 4 are going to be really awesome albums. So at number 4 is Billy F. Gibbons with Hardware. So this one kind of surprised me. I wasn't really expecting to review this when it first came out. And he released this album, I think, shortly before like Dusty Hill passed away. And this album is like classic, like ZZ Top, like that, like 70s ZZ Top, not the 80s stuff. This one has Nat Sorum from Guns N' Roses and Velvet Revolver, and The Cult. He plays drums, and Austin Hanks. You know, he helped out. So basically, they played as a 3-piece. So it's a really great album. It has that like bluesy, like old ZZ Top style. We got like My Lucky Card, kind of this like nice blues riff in the intro. Billy Gibbons does that like raspy vocals, and he sounds really as good as he did with ZZ Top. And then they did a music video for this one as well. Then there's She's on Fire. This one I like a lot. It has a really nice driving bass line, has some backup singers, and it's a really good like driving song. There is More. This one has a very slow bluesy riff, but the song picks up kind of like a little mid-tempo, hard driving southern rock song, and has some female backup singers. Billy Gibbons, you know, continues with his like raspy vocal style. And another one, Shuffle, Step, and Slide, just like a slow, dirty blues song. Kind of makes you feel like you're at a bar drinking whiskey and listening to a song from a jukebox. And I think it has a really good sound. You know, the songs are very well written. They're just really good album. And if you like southern rock and blues rock, if you like old ZZ Top, definitely check this out if you haven't already. Coming in number 3 is Styx with Crash of the Crown. And this is a really great album. To return to their prog rock roots, you know, the stuff like before, like their 80s, you know, like kind of like theatrical, like pop stuff, more reminiscent of their like early 70s style. And it has 15 songs, a runtime of 43 minutes. So a lot of like short songs. It's not really those long prog rock epics. You know, the songs are like 2 or 3 minutes. So we have a great song called The Fight of Our Lives. You know, 2-minute track, brings back that 70s style prog rock. Very keyboard heavy and a short guitar solo, and the vocals are kind of reminiscent of the band Yes on this one. You know, then there's Monster, kind of has a brief keyboard intro, kind of has some acoustic guitars as well, and a few tempo changes with some acoustic guitar parts. Really great drum solo, and you know, very catchy. It's a catchy chorus as well. You know, a monster chasing its tail, something like that, and has an electric guitar solo. Then there's a Sound the Alarm, kind of more of a laid-back acoustic song. You know, the song is probably the most modern one. It doesn't really like lose its progginess, but still has some cool like keyboard parts. So if you like 70s prog rock, you'll definitely like this album. Kind of like a condensed version of like a typical prog rock album. You know, the songs are, like I said, are shorter. They're more memorable. The vocals are really great. The guitars are very melodic. Lots of proggy, futuristic keyboards. Nice throwback to the 70s. And definitely check it out if you are a prog rock fan.
You honestly tell me that you forgot? Forgot the magnetism of Robin Zander or the charisma of Rick Nielsen?
Coming in number 2 is In Another World by Cheap Trick. You know, this album, I kind of bought it like after I reviewed it and after I listened to it a few times, you know, online, because growing up, I knew about Cheap Trick, I knew about the hits, I've heard about them in like the late 70s and 80s, but I never really like had any of their albums in my house. But you know what, I listened to this and I just like really like this album, and that's probably why I bought it. So it's kind of like the Digipacks, pretty, another one was like Thin Ones. Kind of starts out, The Summer Looks Good on You, nice harmonized vocals. Quit Wake Me Up kind of has that like Beatles-esque tone, and other ones like the first single, Light Up the Fire, it's kind of like they're more of like a fast, like almost like a punk rock type of song. It kind of has a nice beat to that one. The title track, Another World, and there's Another World Reprise, and Give Me Some Truth, that's I believe a John Lennon song, but this is a really great album. I've been spinning this a lot, you know, over the past maybe 6 months or so. So this one's I really like a lot. And finally, my number 1 album, you know, it has to be Alice Cooper, Detroit Stories. You know, I like anything Alice Cooper puts out, but this is really a great one. Another one, I got the version with the live concert DVD, live at the Paramount or Olympia, Paris. This is a tribute to his hometown of Detroit. So there are a lot of cover songs. We got Rock and Roll from Lou Reed, and I think East Side Story was from Bob Seger, I believe. A remake of Detroit City 2021. But then some really like great like Alice Cooper-ish songs with like Social Debris. That's a really good one. I Hate You. That's a very classic like I Love to Death or Killer type of a sound that has the Alice Cooper band, the surviving members. They're basically returning and playing a lot of songs in this one. And he changes, like always, he changes his style a lot. So he does some Motown stuff, some hard rock, some just classic rock. And really, this is just one of my favorite albums of 2021. Another one that I have been spinning all year. So basically, that's it. Those were the top 5 classic rock albums of 21. Again, if you think I missed anything, don't worry. I will be including it in a different video. I try to cover as many genres as I can. I will be doing some heavier stuff as I go along. Again, these top 5s aren't perfect. Not everything might fit exactly into the genre I put it into, but it's just the way it works out. I'm trying to like just include all the great albums that I have reviewed. So tomorrow we'll be doing top 5 heavy metal albums. These will be bands that have pretty much been around a long time, you know, throughout the 80s, playing just straightforward heavy metal. So that's it. Check that out tomorrow. Also, Neil Young is releasing a new album tomorrow, so we'll have that one out either tomorrow or Saturday. So please remember, like, comment, subscribe. Check out the other videos I have here, and I'll see you all in the next one.